This team is so much fun because you can attack 5 times in between your character's turns. See, that was 1. Now this is 2. It's going to be followed up by a follow-up. Wow. 4. 5. Wow. We've got aventurine, so I put him on a follow-up team, and we're going to see how the mix of the chalks from Ratio, all the numbies from Topaz, are going to pair with all the coins from aventurine, right? And all the follow-ups essentially synergize perfectly well together because both the coins from aventurine trigger Numby. Numby triggers chalks when you have the ult up. Ult triggers Numby. Ult triggers chalks. Chalks trigger chalk. Chalk triggers... No. Chalk doesn't trigger coins, but that's pretty much all we got there. And even though our only buffing unit is Ranmei, I think that the weakness break efficiency kind of makes up for that because you're just going to be able to deal a pretty sizable amount of damage once they're weakness broken, and that probably will make up for a little bit of the lost damage from the fact that we're pretty much only using Topaz to buff our chalks on the single target and the buffs from Ranmei. Now here, we're going to have a whole cycle of attacks. See, that's 1, right? Actually, here, we'll start on Ratio's turn. So that's 1, 2. Ult is going to be 3. Okay, keep up with me. Keep up with me. 4. Okay, aventurine 5. 6. Okay, so we got 6 attacks in 1 action. Okay, 5 extra if you don't count his initial skill. That's pretty good if you ask me. Now, we'll immediately use, aventurine's ult, because we are going to run out of Ranmei's. Unfortunately, we didn't crit there with aventurine. That is very, very sad, considering he's at like 88% crit rate, I'm pretty sure. So we are pretty much taking down his toughness almost to the end. Unfortunately, we were not able to get it all the way. But that is actually a good thing, because we do need Ratio just to get hit a couple of times here, so we're able to get our ult. And as you can see, we've only been basicking with aventurine the entire fight, and unfortunately, the shield, right, from Ratio did get broken, but because we're able to re-up it a couple times, we can kind of save him from death. So that is kind of like a good representation. It is also important to note that the light cone I've got on aventurine is the Concert for 2, so it really does just boost his defense by a little bit and then increase his damage. So there could be better light cone options with a higher base defense. Because his signature, or Japard's signature, is like 200 defense just over pretty much all the 4-star options. So here we're going to go right into the cycle again, just like the end of the last fight. Beautiful. Just keep on triggering follow-ups, and now here we're going to use aventurine's ult to trigger the final chalk. Okay, so 47 if it crits. That's actually not bad for a sustained character. Beautiful. And now we still have to clean up the TV, and aventurine takes it. That's pretty cool if you ask me. So Ratio is pretty simple. Nothing too extraordinary going on here. Now aventurine, he has unfortunately only 3,300 defense. Now I still have 1 trace that's going to give him an extra 10%, but other than that, everything's maxed, right? So we're going to get into the relics for aventurine, but he is running crit damage, speed, and then defense, right? So considering that even with those, with 2 max pieces and a pretty good amount of defense rolls, we're still pretty far away from 4K. And that is probably just due to the fact that the 4-star light cones are just going to have such a low base defense that it's going to be hard to actually get up there unless you're running triple defense. I got super lucky with that Concert for 2. I got 5 of them before I actually got, before I got his signature. So I was able to not get his signature and just use Concert for 2. Now here I did opt for crit damage. Now, I'm going to use both defense and crit damage. Unfortunately, all my defense pieces are just super bad, so I can't even test it. But as you can see, we had a good amount of defense rolls, and now we have more defense rolls. Now we even have another defense roll. So all 4 pieces have defense rolls, and we've got like 3, 2, 5, 6. There's like 6, 7, 8 defense rolls, and even with that, we're still pretty far away. Now, I do have him on Sigoni just because those are the only good defense pieces I had that had double crit. I think I tossed the rest of them, you know? Unfortunate. How stupid could I be? But it's the first time and last time you'll ever see fast Ranmei ever. Okay, I don't know why or how, but for some reason it just worked inside this run. That is everything. Join the Discord, like the video, comment, subscribe. That's a ton of things, but just do one of them. Thanks for watching. Adios.